Hello and welcome to the Python Penguin. So on the screen you see, well, it's a lot of code, and that is because this is a game that I'm going to be working on. And I'm going to potentially post it somewhere, make it like a download link to it, or something of the like. So I'm making Dun Game. Yep. So essentially, it's just a dungeon that automatically summons like a whole bunch of random stuff. So if I type enter to start, it uses the arrow keys to control the character, has a work-in-progress combat system, which is just essentially text-based, and yeah, this is Dun Game. So I currently have set it up so you can move all around the screen. You can see that little guy right there. That is your character. If I were to type W, goes up, S go down, A go left, and then D's go right. That would be a chest which would open, except for the fact that I haven't really programmed that part in yet. So, this is Dun Game, and essentially it's just a dungeon crawl, where the goal is to kill all the enemies in the dungeon, and then advance to the next floor. And as you can see, if I just go through this fight, and maybe win or lose, I'm not looking at statistics, I'm going to win with 1 HP. Yep. Although there's a chance I miss things and stuff, but I have XP. So when that levels up, I get more attacks and stuff like that, which I've already set up in the earlier. And essentially how this is all done is with definitions. So that's enough like showing off what it does. Time to get into definitions. So definitions are a really cool thing in Python. So before I go into all of that crazy stuff that was on the screen, let's go with what a definition actually is. So def. This is a function that lets you define something. Let's say you want to make a def of penguin. So after the word def, you write the word perhaps penguin, because, you know, Python penguin. And then you do that. That is all. If you want to, you can actually put like a letter in there, or potentially a few letters if you want. But I'm just going to keep it simple. Let's have a as a variable. So let us do for I in range a, print, and then newt. Like that. Work with the program, Python, and there you go. That's the definition. On its own, does literally nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's the main one. I'm gonna have to switch over. So I'm just gonna quickly run it, and yeah, that's all. It's also an invalid syntax, so I'm gonna fix that. So now I'm just gonna run this right here, and oh my god, I put that in the wrong piece. There it is. So now when I run this program right here, it is, well, it done. There we go. So we have that. It runs, I guess, and that's all it does, which it doesn't seem like it does, well, anything really. But what it actually does is a lot more. Let's say that you want to get this function, move that out of the way, penguin. You see it shows up as a function there. So all you gotta do is type in a number for A. And now, when I run this program, it says newt 5 times. That's because this program takes A and puts it there. So this is really helpful for example, Dun Game, where I'm using this sort of code several times. However, you do need to define global variables, which are essentially variables that you take from out of the definition and throw it elsewhere. So how this works is you take this definition, and let's say that you're going to be using dungen multiple times, which I did. I did use this generator multiple times, so I'm just going to close it out. And it has variables M and C for monster and chest to show the probability of one of them showing up. It sounds complicated. Really, it's a 1 in 4 chance of a monster showing up in any space, and a 1 in 13 of a chest. So when I run dungeon, which is right here, it's going to run me. Alright. Here we go. You can see the actual, like, how it works, how it starts. So it runs that intro scene, which is just this with some like time.sleep, and then I press enter. It generates this thing randomly. This entire segment is generated randomly through dungeon. And to make sure that the game is actually playable, I reuse this dungeon feature multiple times in my playable loop right here, where I use dungeon 413, 413, 413. That essentially takes all of this messy code that is going on for hundreds of lines, just saying like, if mons equals 0, then print x there, taking all the variables and stuff as it gives like a random range. And it makes it one command. That is why definitions are helpful. And that was a brief explanation and a showcase on Done Game, a game that will be coming out soon. Python Penguin out. You can keep on coding.